In the headlines, President Buhari urges Nigerians to put country's interest above self as Muslims celebrate Eid al-Kabir. APC expresses worry over poor voter registration in Northwest. Elon Musk terminates $44 billion Twitter deal. And away from Nigeria, Sri Lanka leader flees as protesters storm home office. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. And now the details. President Muhammadu Buhari has called on Nigerians to put the interest of the country above self and use religion as a motivation for the love of humanity. In his Eid al-Kabir message to Nigerian Muslims and other citizens, Buhari said that if practitioners of various faiths were putting the teachings of their religions into practice, most of the evils afflicting the country will have been solved. According to the president, religion should not just be used as a mere badge of identity, but as a motivation for doing good for the country and humanity. He explained that the exploitation of the people by traders and the stealing of public funds by civil servants and other holders of public trust is a reflection of the abandonment of the teachings of the various religions.
I think that's the most important thing, when there is enough food for the people. My advice is that the people that are organizing themselves and are taking institutions and so on, they know them, let them report them to the security agencies. We want peace so that we can make progress, real progress. I hope the rest of Nigerians that are making trouble, the terrorists and so on, will understand Nigeria's problem is for people to be productive in terms of producing the food we eat.
I wish you a safe NYSC term and back to your places where you can get job. Now we are reaching a time with the cooperation of technology that the old idea of get educated to get a government job is no longer there. You get educated now for the sake of being educated, because an educated person is a better citizen than an educated one, no matter the opportunity. Thank you very much.
And in the Northwest, the need for Muslim Ummah to be pious and intensify prayers for God to bring an end to insecurity in Nigeria was the focus of the Eid Kabir sermon at the Murtala Square Eid ground in Kaduna. The Chief Imam, Habib Umar, called on the Muslim Ummah to extend love to people irrespective of religion and also urged Muslims to obtain permanent voters' cards to elect credible leaders in the 2023 election.
In the early hours of Eid al-Kabir Day, thousands of Muslim faithfuls converge on Murtala Square Eid ground to observe 2 Raka'at Eid prayers. The arrival of the Imam signifies the commencement of the 2 Raka'at prayers. Delivering his sermon after the Eid prayer, the Chief Imam Umar Habib urged Muslims to observe the rituals that bind them on Eid Day.
The Muslim faithful is to observe all the rituals that are supposed to do for them, that is binding on them today, and also remain peaceful as they have been throughout their lives.
On the 2023 elections, the Chief Imam, who called on Muslims to obtain their voters' card and elect credible leaders in the fourth election, also urged them to work toward a rancor-free election and seek the forgiveness of Allah to bring an end to insecurity.
Approaching this election, may it not be a source of calamity or enemy among the nation. And may He, subhanahu wa ta'ala, reopen to us the processes and also the procedures of peace by His grace.
You see, in a democratic setting, you use your permanent voter's card to confirm a government or to sack it. Any government that does well, you can ratify it using your thumbprint. But you cannot use your thumbprint if you don't have your permanent voter's card. And any government that is not doing well, you can sack it using your thumbprint. You cannot do that if you don't have the permanent voter's card.
Permanent voter's card is now compulsory for everybody, whether Muslim or Christian, even unbeliever. We're supposed to have the PBC. That is the weapon that we are going to use to elect the best leaders. If you are not happy with the way things are happening today, the only way out is for us to get our PBC. When the election comes, we vote for the right people.
High point was the slaughtering of ram by the Imam, signified the commencement of the sacrifice of slaughtering ram by Muslims faithful.
And in the Northeast, as Muslims celebrate Eid al-Kabir in Nigeria and around the world, the virtues of love, peace and unity have been advocated. Though the nation is passing through economic challenges, these have not stopped them from promoting peaceful coexistence. Musa Luka reports.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Saturday, July 9, 2022, which is equivalent to 10th Zulhajj 1443 after Hijrah, is Eid al-Kabir in Nigeria and other parts of the Muslim world. Muslims observe this annual event to commemorate the initial sacrifice made by Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, who saw a vision in which he was divinely commanded by Allah to offer his only son then as sacrifice. The PRO Nasfat Abuja branch Abdul Kabir Bello urged Muslims, as encouraged by the teachings of Islam, to extend a hand of fellowship to others within their immediate communities, especially the less privileged.
Alhamdulillah for witnessing another beautiful Eid al-Adha. We praise Allah, we thank Him, we glorify Him for making us to witness another Eid al-Adha. There are a lot of people that we did the celebration last year, but by the grace of God, they are not alive today. But being alive is very important for us to be saying Alhamdulillah. So as we are celebrating, we also need to remember so many things and so many lessons to be learned from the history and the origination of the celebration of Eid al-Adha. May Allah continue to be our guide. May Allah make us to witness more Eid al-Adha. And I want to sincerely plead with our Muslim brothers and sisters, as we are celebrating, we should try as much as possible to remember those people that are not financially buoyant, either to buy ram, even to buy small chicken.
Speaking on the unity of the nation, Malam Bello reiterated that Islam is a religion of peace and urged Muslims to be peace ambassadors in their communities.
Our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam preaches peace. As we celebrate Eid al-Adha, we should try as much as possible to let people around us appreciate us more. Let them see the beauty of Islam in us. Let them know that Islam is about peace, and is about peace. Let them move closer to us because they are seeing the peace in us.
Other Muslims expressed joy as they participate in this year's celebration.
The Salah, well, it's going nice. I'm new in this town, you understand? So I'm getting to know people, I'm getting to socialize with people, you understand? And It's fun though. It's fun. I was here also for the Eid al-Fitr, you understand? And this is Eid al-Kabir. At least I've made another family here.
Musa Luka Musa, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And in the North Central region, worshippers in Ilori, in the Kwara State capital, turned out en masse to observe the 2 Rakat Eid al-Kabir prayer, with Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak calling for peaceful coexistence among Nigerians. Shortly before leaving for the palace to pay homage to the Emir, the governor told reporters he was pleased with the peaceful Eid. He said as long as the country has peace, prosperity is guaranteed. The Eid prayer was led by the chief imam of Ilorin, Sheikh Muhammad Bashir Saliu, who thereafter slaughtered the sacrificial ram, which symbolizes the high point of the Eid rite.
It's very good. It's very good. It's very good. It's very good. 1 minute with that.
Well, we thank God that we've seen today. We've had a peaceful Eid. The message to Nigeria is about peace and prosperity. So long as we have peace, the nation will prosper. So we should all work for that common peace, inner peace, outwards peace, and all will be well in Nigeria. Thank you.
In the same vein, Muslims in Nasarawa State have joined their counterparts across the globe to celebrate the Eid al-Kabir. Abubakar Abdullahi reports that the prayers were offered at different Eid grounds and rams sacrificed by some faithful. His report is presented in our studio.
Deputy Chief Imam of Lafia Central Mosque, Malam Yusuf Naibi, led the annual Eid prayer at the Lafia Central Eid ground. Naibi, in his sermon, charged believers who can afford to ensure that they are not left out in the animal sacrifice, of emphasizing that camel and ram, depending on the availability and affordability, can be used for the sacrifice. In Kwadiri, the Chief Imam Salihu Akwai, who led the prayer, cautioned faithful in his sermon against use of sick or deformed animals for the sacrifice. One cannot use a ram that is crippled, has one eye, or too small for sacrifice. In their Salah messages, Emir of Lafia, Sidi Bagi, and Sangarin Kwadiri, Ahmadu Al-Makura thanked Allah for the opportunity to be among those that witnessed the celebration and call on the people of their domains to continue to pray for the sustenance of peace and development of the nation. If we are busy with one trade or the other, we will not have time to engage on wholesome activities. I am calling on everyone to learn a trade in order to make a decent living. We have been talking about voters registration, and so I am using this avenue to again encourage people to come out and register. Rams were slaughtered after the prayer session at different mosques across the state, as well as horse riding among others. We appreciate God for giving us good health and allowing us to see this day.
Away from that, ahead of the 2023 general elections, the All Progressives Congress APC says it is working hard to develop strong partnership between states and zone in the Northwest in order to achieve victory at the poll. Briefing members of the party on the outcome of meetings by various committees of the party, the National Vice Chairman, Northwest APC, Salihu Lukman, said that they are working to set up situation room in each state and take steps to ensure that party supporters get the PVCs. Lukman also appeals to the public to ensure that the issue of voter registration is given priority attention.
This we have, all of us, and I think every party leader had that worry about the fact that the statistics coming out from voter registration exercise are still worrisome, and we need to do everything possible to correct that. We have decided immediately to work in each state to set up what we call situation room, to establish specifically the situation with voters registration exercise, and accordingly take steps to mobilize people to ensure they register. And in that respect, we also have agreed, and together with the chairman in each of the states and other leaders of the party, we will look at ways and means of establishing stronger relationship with INEC officials, in the sense that because we understand there are areas where the registration is low, largely because the necessary logistical requirement, which is to be provided by INEC, not any other person, is not being provided. So we will take all the appropriate steps to ensure that is done. We want to use this opportunity through you to appeal to the general public, especially our members and supporters, to really do everything necessary to ensure the issue of registration, voter registration, is given adequate priority.
You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up after the break. 2 missing, 4 rescued in Lagos flood. Details and more shortly.
As the 2023 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your children as elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them what the consequences of electoral violence might be? Do your part to make peaceful elections happen. Talk to your children. Protect them from unscrupulous politicians who want to put them in harm's way, while their own children are comfortable at home, within and outside the country. Let's join hands to make 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NOAA.
Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here is a reminder of our top stories. President Buhari urges Nigerians to put country's interest above self as Muslims celebrate Eid al-Kabir. APC expresses worry over poor voter registration in Northwest. Now, the Chief Imam of Osun State, Sheikh Musa Anima Sahun, has appealed to Muslims to reflect on the lessons of Eid celebration and conduct themselves in a peaceful manner during next week's governorship election in the state. In his sermon at the Oshogbo Eid prayer ground, the Imam also called on the electoral umpire to ensure free, fair, credible and acceptable governorship election. Trust TV's Hamid Oebade files in this report.
The central Eid praying ground in Oshogbo, Osun State capital, was filled to capacity as Muslims converged for the Eid al-Kabir II Rakat prayer with Chief Imam of Osun State, Sheikh Musa Anima Sahun, leading the Eid prayer. The state governor, Adegboyega Oyetola, the Asiwaju Musulumi of Yoruba land, Chief Kamis Olatunde Badmus, and Senator Bashir Rajibola were among dignitaries that prayed at the Oshogbo Eid praying ground. The sermon delivered by the Chief Imam centered on next week's governorship election in the state. He appealed to Muslims to conduct themselves peacefully during the election and vote for a candidate of their choice. I reminded people that everything in this life will vanish, and all of us shall account for our deeds and be rewarded accordingly. I appeal to the people of Osun State to shun violence during the governorship election in the state next week, and also charge the Independent National Electoral Commission, security agencies and politicians to ensure that their activities do not eat up the polity. The state governor, Adegboyega Oyetola, in a solemn message to the people, advised residents to shun electoral violence.
I want to enjoin our people to please ensure that the election that is coming up is peaceful. We should not engage in any violence. Election is not a do or die affair. So our state is known for peace. I want the peace to be maintained. And I believe by the grace of Almighty Allah that I'll be re-elected come 16th of July.
The leader of Muslims in Yoruba land, Chief Kamis Olatunde Badmus, warned against vote buying and appealed to residents to vote according to their conscience.
By now, the politicians should know that the areas of by inducing voters. I'm sure everybody is wise now, but they will still attempt it because there's no way you can stop that. Because they believe they are investing.
Now to security matters. Bandits have attacked Iburu village on the Kufana district of Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State, killing 4 villagers and abducting 15 others. Daily Trust is reporting that a community leader of Kufana, Daniel Garba, who confirmed the incident, said the attack happened on the night of July 4th. Garba, who decried the incessant attacks by bandits around the area, commended the efforts of the government and security agencies operating in the local government area towards tackling insecurity in the area. He said government and security agencies needed to do more to end the killing of innocent villagers in the area and other parts of the state. When contacted, the police public relations officer in the state, DSP Muhammad Jalige, said the command had not received the report. To another tragic incident, no fewer than 16 passengers on board a commercial boat heading to Ibeshe from Mile 2 have been declared missing in another mishap that occurred barely 3 days after a similar incident in Lagos. Recall that 2 ladies out of 20 died on Wednesday in a boat mishap in Ipakodo area of Lagos. 15 others were rescued while 3 are still missing. The latest incident occurred along the Kirikiri Water Channel around 7:45 p.m. on Friday. The incident was not reported until Saturday morning, narrowing the chances of any survival. The operators of the boat were said to have violated the safety rules by operating beyond the approved time for commercial boat operation in Lagos. A statement by the Lagos area manager of the National Inland Waterways Authority, Engineer Sarat Brahma, revealed that 16 passengers were on board the ill-fated boat as at the time of the incident, adding that all 16 persons are yet to be accounted for. 2 persons have been declared missing, while 4 others have been rescued in a violent flood that swept their vehicles away in Orile Agege area of Lagos. The vehicles, a Lexus Jeep and a Toyota, were said to be carrying 3 people each along Fatoki Street, Agege, when the flood swept their vehicles into an uncompleted drainage in the area. Rescuers from both the National Emergency Management Agency and those from the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, as well as the fire service, were still searching for the 2 missing persons. Public Relations Officer of NEMA Southwest Region, Ibrahim Farinloye, who confirmed the incident, said 4 persons were rescued alive. And now in business news, Tesla boss Elon Musk pulled the plug on his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter on Friday, accusing the company of misleading statements about the number of fake accounts a regulatory filing showed. Musk's termination of the deal he inked in April to buy the social media giant sets the stage for an epic court battle over $1 billion breakup fee and more. Twitter has held firm that no more than 5% of accounts are run by software instead of people, while Musk has said that he believes the number to be much higher. The clock was ticking for Musk to make a decision, with Twitter's board recommending shareholders to approve the buyout at a special vote expected to be held in August. Sri Lanka's President Gotabaya Rajapaksa fled his official residence on Saturday shortly before protesters, angered by an unprecedented economic crisis, overran the compound and stormed his nearby office. Thousands of people had surrounded the leader's home to demand his resignation, blaming government mismanagement for a downturn that has subjected the island nation's 22 million people to months of bitter hardship. As the crowd surged at the gates of the presidential palace, troops guarding the compound fired in the air to hold them back until Rajapaksa was safely removed. The president was escorted to safety, a top defense source told AFP on condition of anonymity, adding that the president is still being protected by a military unit. Footage broadcast live on social media showed hundreds of people walking through the palace, with some among boisterous crowd jumping into the compound's pool for a swim. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Thanks for watching. Watch more via all our social media platforms, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Eid Mubarak.